Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nova Simone if you're new here, and on my channel I talk about personal growth, self-care, authenticity, and mental health. Today I'm going to talk about the lack of self-love and the lack of self-respect. If you're interested in this video, stick around because I have some tips I want to give y'all. First, I want to get into how a lot of us don't really know how to love ourselves. Like, we usually think that we love ourselves because we take care of ourselves, we make sure that we're clothed and fed and this and that, a roof over our head and all that stuff. But are we really taking care of our mental health? Are we really taking care of our emotional health? Are we really being self-aware? Are we being self-compassionate? Are we taking care of our spiritual health? So I'm going to go over some key ways of recognizing where we're lacking when it comes to loving ourselves and respecting ourselves. And a couple ways I think about this is, one, allowing people to disrespect us, insult us, treat us badly, talk down on us, abuse us mentally, physically, and emotionally, and neglect us. And this basically shapes our self-esteem and how we look at ourselves. It basically lowers our self-respect. Because when we have people in our ear all the time, especially growing up, and you have someone telling you all the time that you're not worth it, or that you're ugly, or that you're stupid, or that you'll never be anything, that damages our psyche and that damages our self-worth. It damages our mental health extremely. Then we might start to accept those judgments and identify as such judgments. So if somebody has been telling you all along that you're unworthy, that you're ugly, that you're this and you're that, you're not smart, then we might start to absorb all this information and start to even believe it. And then we're growing up with all these negative thoughts about ourselves, saying that we're not worthy and that we're not smart and that we're ugly and all of this type of stuff. And then we start to judge ourselves. And then we also start to judge ourselves based on mistakes that we've made in the past. And all of this stuff starts to build that, what I like to call, if you've been on my channel for a while, the inner hater, which is basically the inner critic who, or what, tells us all of these negative things about ourselves that we start to believe and we live by, keeping us locked and trapped in our own hearts, bringing self-doubt, bringing self-hatred, and bringing fear of being our authentic selves. It's hard to be authentic and actually know who you are when you've had so many people or so many instances, so many mistakes, so many situations that have brought you to a point where you just don't believe in yourself anymore, or you just believe everything that everyone has always told you your whole life. That starts to put you in a box that has no love, has no compassion, has no worth. This stops you from healing. This stops you from growing, and this stops you from evolving into the person that you're supposed to be. When we talk bad about ourselves and we question ourselves and we allow other people to judge us and we accept those judgments, it brings on a state of fog. It's like, it's so foggy in your mind because you don't even see yourself. You just see what society has been telling you your whole life. And all of this brings on a state of massive depression. Like deep depression and deep mental health issues that we really don't even know where they come from. And a lot of the times they come from our upbringing. They come from past relationships. They come from mistakes that we made in the past. And this is where we develop a lack of respect for ourselves, because then we start doing things that don't align with our own values. You know, when you don't do things that align with your values, with the things that you love, how you genuinely feel, then you're not being yourself. You're not being authentic, and you don't respect yourself because you're not respecting your own heart. And not respecting ourselves causes us to have low self-esteem. This causes us to be unable to set boundaries. You know, it makes us not be able to say no to people because we're developing this inner hater who has developed from society to fit in with society. And so now you're doing and saying things and interacting with people and places and things that you really don't want to, because you have allowed yourself to be disrespected and to disrespect yourself. And it doesn't show any worth. It doesn't make us feel good. And we're just tolerating like the disrespect and the abuse and the harmful behavior from other people, which is in turn just basically disrespecting ourselves and harming ourselves, especially when it comes to relationships. So I know when I talk about these things, I definitely am not a victim, but I hold some of these qualities, and the difference is I'm noticing them and I'm trying to change them. So like with my past videos, I talk about the inner hater and the negative self-thinking and that critic that keeps you locked in that box, you know? And once you start changing all of those like nasty negative thoughts to positive thoughts, positive affirmations and positive mantras, and speaking life over yourself, then you start to, that's a way to show yourself compassion. You start to feel better about yourself. So I have some key ways to show yourself compassion, for us to show ourselves self-respect, and for us to show ourselves self-love. And the first one is positive self-talk. Replacing those negative thoughts, replacing those limiting beliefs, replacing that negative thinking with positive thinking. Instead of saying, I don't like my belly button, say, it's actually kind of cute. Instead of saying, I don't like this scar on my face, say, I'm beautiful regardless of my flaws. Because one thing we need to realize is that nobody is perfection. Nobody is perfect. Perfection is unattainable. Matter of fact, we are perfect the way that we are. We were made to be exactly the way we are. We are made to look exactly the way we are, which is perfection in the source's eyes. Which brings me to my second one, which is embracing imperfection and accepting the flaws that come with being human. That brings on self-awareness and self-worth and self-love. The third one is to forgive ourselves. Forgive yourself for those past mistakes. Forgive yourself for going through life without any guidance. Forgive yourself for not having a blueprint to life, because none of us do. Okay, we all make mistakes. It is a part of being human. To me, making mistakes helps to gain wisdom, to learn lessons, to gain this wisdom so that we have the knowledge for future situations, or even our future selves, or our next generations, like for our kids or our grandkids. Once we heal whatever we have to heal in our life, then we don't have to worry about our kids having to go through the same cycle that we're going through. So forgive yourself for all the past mistakes you made, all the silly things you did when you were younger, even the silly thing you did yesterday, because today is a new day. Forgive yourself. Do not dwell on the past. Do not dwell on what you cannot change, because what is done is done, okay? Next one I have for you is to set healthy boundaries. Set healthy boundaries. Learn how to say no. Learn how to say And know that you don't need a reason for your no, because your no is enough. Your no is enough. I'm going to say this again. Your no is enough. You don't need an explanation for why you don't want to go to that party. You don't need an explanation for why you don't want to be in that relationship no more. Because if you don't want to be in that relationship no more, they probably already know why you don't want to be in that relationship no more, okay? You don't need an answer for anybody. You don't need to answer to anyone. When you say no, that's what it is. And that's caring for yourself and your well-being and your mental health. You don't want to commit to something that you genuinely don't want to commit to. Just say no. Set your boundaries. Set boundaries. Create boundaries. And don't cross your own boundaries. And don't let people cross your boundaries just because you love them or that they're family. No. Set your boundaries and stand on that. Next is self-compassion. I have a whole 7-day series on self-compassion. I talk about multiple ways that you can show yourself compassion, how you can learn self-compassion, and how you can cultivate self-compassion in your life. If you don't know how to be self-compassionate, think of it as your best friend or someone you love dearly or someone you hold dearly to your heart. How would you treat them if they were going through something or if they were talking bad about themselves? Would you encourage their negative talk? Would you encourage their negative self-talk? Or would you try to encourage them to feel better about themselves? Look at yourself as if you are your own best friend and be kind to yourself just as you would be kind to your best friend or to your loved one. Next, a very good key is to surround yourself with positive people. I know that we have friends and family and colleagues and this and that surround us on a daily that may not be the most positive people. They may be pretty toxic. And when we have these type of people in our lives, it kind of puts us in the category with them. It kind of rubs off on us, because it's like, say you're around a negative person and you start to feel negative. I know we have all been there before. But if you're around someone who's spreading joy, smiling, laughing, in good spirits, don't they brighten up the room? Those are the type of people you want to surround yourself with. When you surround yourself with good, happy, positive people, and it starts to rub off on you, and you start to develop these happy feelings. Also, a really additional tip is that when you smile, it releases the serotonin in your body for your happiness. So like the happy hormone, when you smile, you release it. When you work out, when you exercise, you release the happy hormones. So smile more. The last tip I have is to stay realistic. You know, because sometimes we can have unrealistic expectations that ultimately lead to disappointment. So the best thing to do is stay realistic, especially when you're setting your goals, so that you don't let yourself down if you don't reach it. You know? Stay realistic when entering a new relationship. Take heed to past experiences, past people and entities that you've already dealt with. Make sure you're looking at them red flags so that you can have a healthy relationship, you know what I mean? And make sure you're setting like goals that are achievable and things that resonate with your personal values. And don't forget to celebrate the small wins, y'all. Every little tiny win you make counts. And you can keep a journal and write down every little accomplishment that you made. Each accomplishment that you made for the day. Even if it's 2 or 3. Even if it's one accomplishment. And celebrate that win. Celebrate everything that you're doing because it's helping you grow. And lastly, show gratitude for everything. When you start to show gratitude for your life, for everything that you have, for every breath and every heartbeat that beats, for everything that you have, everything, and even the things you've gone through, the things that have taught you lessons, the things that you hated that you had to get through, but you came out on top. Be grateful for these things, because when Source sees that you've been grateful for all the things that you were brought through, then you start to receive your blessings. You start to receive more good things. When you start to be grateful for the one little cent you got in your bank account, guess what Source going to do? Add some more cents to that bank account, okay? You cultivate more positive things in your life when you are grateful. So yes, please, please, please try your best to respect yourself and to love yourself, because that is going to bring on a whole new chapter of happiness and joy for yourself. It's going to bring on opportunities you didn't even realize that was going to come your way once you change your way of thinking. I started this YouTube channel with just wanting to be myself, just wanting to express myself. And look now, 500 subscribers. Thank y'all so much. And all I do is come on here and tell y'all what I've been through, things that helped me, things that have, if y'all would have saw me 5-6 years ago, you would have never thought this was the same person. My attitude is different. My lifestyle is different. The way I look at life is different. The way I handle situations is different. The way I handle my anger is different. Once I started showing myself compassion, because I also realized when I got angry, I didn't like that. And I didn't like myself. I don't like who I am when I get angry and when I go off on people. So show yourself compassion and find ways to cultivate love and respect for yourself. Okay? You got this. Y'all got this. Y'all got this so good. Okay? Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. I have more videos in store. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. And leave me some comments. Let me know how y'all feel about self-love, self-respect. Do you lack it? Be honest. Are you lacking in those areas? And let me know if you have any questions, or if you want me to go into more detail about how you can get out of this lack mindset. Okay? Thank y'all so much for watching. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.